Hello and welcome, garden detectives. We've got a real head-scratcher on our hands today, a mystery that unfolds right in our own backyards, on the very leaves of our favorite plants. So, let's grab our metaphorical magnifying glasses and get right to it.
So, have you ever been out in your garden, admiring your hard work, and you notice something odd? These strange, squiggly lines, almost like someone took a tiny pen and just doodled all over the leaves. What in the world are these cryptic messages, and who's leaving them?
Well, my friend, you've just stumbled upon your first big case. We're officially calling this one the Case of the Scribbled Leaves. It is a classic garden mystery, and you know what? Today, we are going to crack it wide open.
Okay, detective. So every single good investigation starts by carefully examining the crime scene. Let's get in close and really look at the evidence that's been left behind on these leaves.
So what are we looking for exactly? Well, the clues are pretty distinct once you know what to look for. You'll see these winding, silvery, or sometimes whitish trails. They almost look like little tiny racetracks. Or sometimes they'll show up as bigger, weird-looking blotches. This damage, this trail, that's the dead tissue our little culprit leaves behind as it literally eats its way through the leaf.
Now, our suspect definitely seems to have a type, a preferred list of victims, if you will. They are particularly fond of those tender, leafy greens, things like Swiss chard, spinach, and lettuce. But they also go after beets, tomatoes, and even that fresh new growth you see on citrus trees. So, if you've got any of those plants, those are the first places you'll want to check.
This really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? Who is this mystery artist? This tiny vandal that's making mazes and leaving a trail of destruction? Well, let's pull back the curtain and finally reveal the identity of our leaf scribbler.
All right, it is time to unmask our culprit. The perpetrator behind these leafy crimes is known by a single name, and honestly, it describes their behavior perfectly: the leaf miner.
Now hold on, because leaf miner isn't just one specific bug. It's actually a catch-all term for the larval, the baby stage, of hundreds of different insects. We're talking tiny flies, moths, even some beetles. And here is their big secret, their whole MO. The larva hatches from its egg and immediately burrows into the leaf. It spends its entire baby stage life living and munching away between the top and bottom surfaces of the leaf. I mean, think about it. It's the perfect hiding spot. It protects them from predators and makes them incredibly tricky for us to deal with.
To defeat our foe, we have to understand their life cycle. It's a whole process. First, an adult fly or moth lays these teeny tiny, usually white eggs on the underside of a leaf. Second, the larva hatches and tunnels right inside to start feasting. Third, once it's eaten its fill, it actually drops down to the soil below to pupate, kind of like transforming in a little cocoon. And finally, you guessed it, a new adult emerges from the soil, ready to start the cycle all over again.
Okay, so now we know who our suspect is and we know their methods. It is time to take some action. So let's open up our Detective's Organic Toolkit and talk about our first line of defense.
And always remember this, a good detective doesn't just solve the crime after the fact. Nope, they stop the culprit right in their tracks to prevent more damage from happening. It is all about getting in there early.
So here are your 3 primary super moves. First up, inspect. You've got to regularly flip over the leaves of your plants and look for those little clusters of tiny white eggs. See them? Just wipe or scrape them off. Easy. Second, squish. If you see one of those tunnels, just pinch it firmly between your fingers. Yeah, you're literally squishing the little larva inside. And third, snip. If a leaf is just covered in tunnels and really damaged, just snip the whole thing off. But, and this is important, don't throw it in the compost. Destroy that leaf to make sure you break the cycle.
So why are these moves so effective? It's really simple. You are interrupting the pest's life cycle. Think about it. No eggs means no new larvae. Squishing the larvae or snipping the leaf means they can't do any more damage, and crucially, they never get a chance to grow up and become adults. You're stopping the next generation cold.
But what if you need a little backup? Well, you can call in the secret agents. I'm talking about beneficial insects, like tiny parasitic wasps. These guys are the natural predators of leaf miners. And don't worry, they're completely harmless to us. They don't sting. Their only mission in life is to seek out and neutralize those leaf miner larvae for you. They're basically the ultimate garden allies.
Now, for a problem that's a little more widespread, or for some of those really tough cases, You might need to bring in some more advanced tools. But don't worry, these are still organic options that can really give you the upper hand.
So our advanced toolkit has a few different sprays. First, neem oil. This stuff is a great preventative. The adults just hate the smell and taste, so they won't lay eggs. A simple soapy water spray can also help, mostly by making the leaf surface too slippery for the eggs to stick. Now, if you have a serious active infestation, a spray with spinosad, which is an organic substance, can actually target the larvae even after they've hatched. And here's a key tip. Always apply these in the cool of the evening. This stops the sun from scorching wet leaves, and it gives the sprays plenty of time to work their magic.
You know, one of the absolute best forms of protection is just a simple physical barrier. I'm talking about row covers. Seriously, think of them like superhero capes for your plants. This fine mesh fabric just physically stops the adult insects from ever landing on the leaves in the first place. No access, no eggs, no problem. It's brilliant. And here's one last clever trick for your toolkit. Remember how the larvae drop to the ground to pupate? That soil is literally their hideout. So by gently raking or cultivating the soil around your plants, you can disturb and expose those pupae, preventing them from ever becoming adult flies. Pretty smart, huh? Okay, so we've gathered the clues, we've identified the culprit, and we've learned how to stop an active invasion. So now, let's talk about closing this case for good by learning how to prevent these mysteries from ever happening again.
Because let's be honest, the best detectives know that prevention is the ultimate superpower. A healthy, thriving garden is truly its own best defense.
So here are your top prevention strategies. First, keep your garden clean and free of weeds, because weeds can act as host for leaf miners. Second, give your plants enough space for good air circulation. Third, and this one's fun, consider using decoys. Plant some trap crops like nasturtiums nearby. Pests like go for them instead of your veggies. And really, most importantly, just focus on the overall health of your plants. A strong, well-fed, well-watered plant is so much better at fending off any kind of pest attack.
And with that, I'd say this case is officially closed. Congratulations, detective. You have successfully identified the culprit, you've learned their methods, and now you have a complete toolkit of techniques to protect your garden. You have absolutely earned your detective badge today. So the only question left is this. Now that you know how to look for clues and solve problems in the garden, what other backyard mysteries are out there just waiting for you to discover? Happy investigating!